Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Tuesday, July the 22nd. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in as a guest or you can use your Facebook or your Twitter account to log in. Well, before I get to the trades that I actually took today, and I actually was more active than I thought I would be because you see, when you look at the SPY, this is a 5 minute chart candle of the SPY. And you can see that from here to here, it was a fairly tight range. We had a little bit of a jog down here, a little one here, but I mean, it was a fairly tight range. Consequently, I would say that most people looking in the market were going to have a tough time finding things to trade. But for me, it's always remarkable that if you have trade ideas, it always seems to be that we can find something to trade, no matter how dull and boring and dreary the market looks like. And that's exactly, in my opinion anyway, what happened today. So let's take a look at the trades that I actually did today. And I actually did 5 trades, which again, surprising on a day like today. Now, ENPH. Now, this came from my daily watch list, and this is a stock. You can see it's right here, and this is a stock that I had scanned for last night. And the reason being is that it had this huge day yesterday. So this is yesterday's candle, big green candle here, and I was thinking, well, maybe it'll have some continuation. So when it went above the high of yesterday, the high of sorry, I bring this back here. The high of yesterday was 1138. So when it was above the high of yesterday, and now here was the high in the pre-market also. Okay, so I'm also watching the pre-market. So this is 1154 in the pre-market. Now, when it opened, it was a little bit down, and then it kind of consolidated in this area, and so I decided to take the trade at 1158. Now, it really didn't do very much. I mean, it hit a high. I think the highest it got was, can't, oops, sorry about that. I can't really tell. The candle isn't big enough. So we'll say about 1170. But I think actually this was 1173, and it looked like at this point that it might take off, but it really didn't do very much. And on this candle right there, I decided to actually it was a little later even. It was right around here. I decided to get out of the trade at 1166. So nothing really spectacular, obviously, about that. But I will probably still watch it tomorrow. The market is not closed; it's got another 40 minutes left in it, and it's sitting at 1148 right now. And so this might be just a bit of a pause. So we'll have to see, but I'll probably watch it tomorrow, just see what happens. Now, the second trade I did was COL. I think that's Rockwell Collins. Yes. So this came from my bounce alert strategy. So you can see right here, 1038 at 7801. So let's take a look at where it was. And I watched it, so it was right here where I got the alert. Now, as you see, it kept going down and down and down. So of course, there was no entry for this trade, but at 7801. But what happened is I just kept watching it and it got down to 7738. Now, this was not ideal because again, if you watch these videos, you know that I would rather have a far tighter stop. So but it looked like it had the momentum on this green candle here, taking out this high right there of 77.71. I decided to get into the trade at 77.77. Mentioned in the room, that's good symmetry. And I sold half right here. Now, it's a little misleading. Looks like it's right there, but I sold half right here at 78.01 and really had high hopes. I mean, it got as high as 78.18 up here, and but you can see, I mean, I was hoping that it might even get retraced all the way up to the 80 or 79 level. So that's why I decided to hold on, even as it jogged down through here, 77.85, and then when it popped back up through here, I said, all right, here we go, 78.26. But it didn't. It didn't continue, and we had all this sort of mess right here. I know I don't have it marked, but I took I sold the other half. I have it marked down here, my notes at 78.03. So I ended up selling the second half at just right around this level, 78.03. So the first half at 78.01 and over here at 78.03. As I say, I was really hoping that this was going to launch it at least up to maybe challenge the 79 level, but it just didn't happen. The next trade was Another boring one. BLL. Again, the same thing. This came on the bounce play. 1102 at 63.05. So 1102 is right in this area here. So got the alert here. Watch it go down. 62.99. So just a touch just below the whole number. Actually, that's not true. It never broke the whole number. The low was 63.01. And so watched it in this area here and took the trade right here at 63.15. And which I took it right here in this red candle. Sort of got at the high, came back down to 63.09. I basically was going to put a stop at the whole number, so 15-cent stop. And so it came back down here, but then it started to move up, 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 and what did we get up to? 63.35. And obviously, I probably should have offloaded at least half up in this area. I didn't. I was hoping that it would continue a little bit more, maybe get up to the 63.70 area. Thought maybe, here, maybe a slight ledge here, but not too much. But I thought, could get up to here. Didn't do it, and I ended up selling at 63.21. So, as I said in the room, just for pennies, 6 cents, but didn't take a loss on it. Now the next one was a lot better. I found that this was a pretty good one. This came from my pre-market scanning. Obviously, you can see what this is where it closed yesterday, so it had a huge gap up. I don't let's see, is this the pre-market today? 705. Yes, so this is the pre-market. So it's gray area here. So you can see it had a huge gap up. So this was already on my radar. And so you see now it was very choppy for the first little while. It was very, very choppy. These are, 5-minute candles, but we've got 44, 56, the low, 45, 25 is the high. So it's difficult to do anything in this area. And but I did have it thumbnailed, so I was definitely watching it. And as it got over 45, and it got over 45, and it was starting to consolidate a little bit. And so I know, again, I should be moving these over. I'm sorry for that. I took the trade at 45.15 right here, right in this candle here. Once it broke, once it broke right here, this was, I think this high is 44, 45.14. And so I took the trade at 45.15. Um, I probably should have given it a little more time, but I took half out at 45.25, and I took the other half out on this way down, and this red candle here on the way down at 45.67. So, again, not a bad trade, nothing spectacular. Obviously, wished I hadn't got rid of half so early, but nonetheless, a profitable trade. And the last trade was HXL, and HXL. This actually was something that people were had I had been alerted to this in not in the pre-market, but somebody in the room had posted something about HXL, and so I decided to start watching it. I had it thumbnailed for a while, and I saw this jog up here. I wish I could have got in here 40.62, little pop up to 40.86. Again, nothing spectacular, but when it broke down here, and you see right here, the low I think is 40.03, so it didn't break down through the whole number. So at this point right here at 40.15, right in this candle here, I decided to take the trade, and it started to work quite well. What's this right here? 40.28, hoping that it could get up at least to this level here. And this is obviously would be a resistance area, but I thought, okay, from 40.15 to 40.53. So, 40 cents or so, and with a, say, a 15-cent stop. So almost, within a ballpark 3-1. But all of a sudden, the SPY started tanking, and it took this with it. And so I was actually, I thought, very fortunate to get out at 40.06. Because the next candle, it was really within seconds, went all the way down to 39.86. So I was lucky to get out here and move on from it. So for a day again, where the SPY at the end of the day has had some, obviously some activity here and then a rebound. So there's, more opportunity to make some trades in this area, but really quite stagnant for most of the day. So was happy that using trade ideas could find something to do and make some trades. So that was it for today, and just bring back the cover page. Here's the address to get into the room, and I hope to see you in the room tomorrow.